Let's start our road trip from the beginning. On the first day, which was Republic Day of 2024, we began our journey from Delhi amidst the dense morning fog. It took us around 7 to 8 hours to drive 380 kilometers and reach Sogi by late afternoon. There we could see scattered clouds moving towards Spiti, and we were excited. On the second day, we crossed Shimla and Narkanda and drove 155 kilometers to reach Badrash Rampur. It took us 7 hours to reach our hotel. After Narkanda, the Satluj River will accompany us all through the highway for the next 2 days, after which we will follow the Spiti River for rest of our journey. On the third day, we had to drive around 100 kilometers. We took a detour from Satluj to follow the Baspa River to reach Chitkul. Baspa is a tributary of Satluj, and Chitkul is the last village in the Baspa Valley before the Tibetan border. We spent some time on the partial frozen Baspa River bank at around 11,000 feet, which gave us a glimpse of the cold that's awaited us in the Spiti Valley.
उबलता हुआ मैगी, चारों तरफ बर्फ, नदी के किनारे। ये अमित का किचन है जो विजया ने टेक ओवर किया हुआ है।
मैगी बन रही है आस-पास टी स्टॉल पे।
और यहाँ पे शिक कबाब।
We couldn't resist off-roading at the banks of Baspa. After lunch at Chitkul, we checked into a nearby hotel in the Baspa Valley with the Baspa River following just below us. On the fourth day of our trip, we had to drive for an entire day and covered a distance of around 200 kilometers. Before lunchtime, we passed by the confluence of the Satluj and Spiti River and began following the Spiti River after that. Soon after, we arrived at Nako, which is situated at an altitude of 12,000 feet. The view of the mountain peaks from the helipad was simply mesmerizing. After lunch, as we were heading towards Tabo on National Highway 5, we decided to take another detour. We drove on a dusty Kacha road for around 45 minutes to reach Gyu Monastery, which is located in a very remote area near the China border. The time zone changed to that of China at certain places on the road due to its proximity to the border. Gyu Monastery is famous for the only natural mummified body found in India. This mummy is very different from the Egyptian mummies. It is said that around 500 years ago, a monk went into slow starvation with a diet of poisonous nuts, roots, herbs, and tree saps. Seated in a meditative posture, the monk died without any moisture in his body, and thus he converted into a mummy. By evening, we returned to the national highway and checked into a comfortable hotel in Tabo. From this point onwards, we lost the luxury of having attached bathroom in our rooms. I was eagerly looking forward to capture the Milky Way, but the rising moon played a spoilsport in the night sky.
So today is day 5 और आज हैं हम टाबू में। हमें पता चला था कि टाबू में बहुत ठंड होने वाली है। हम डरे हुए थे, लेकिन टाबू बहुत अच्छा गया और आज हम चलेंगे काजा के लिए। होप सो दैट काजा में हमें स्नोफॉल मिले, जो प्रेडिक्शन है कल के लिए।
On day 5, we had a short distance to drive before reaching Kaza. Before arriving at the hotel, we had a few things to do. Our first stop of the day was Duncan Monastery. Unfortunately, it was closed due to winter, but we got to enjoy the breathtaking aerial view of the monastery. Next, we visited lengthy frozen waterfall where we spent some time playing with the ice and taking some incredible photos before moving on. After that, we went off-roading to a spot in the Spiti Valley right beside the Spiti River for lunch.
अगर कोई अभी गूगल को देखे तो ये लग रहा है कि हम रिवर के अंदर से जा रहे हैं मोटर बोट से, दो इट इज रिवर बेड एंड अभी हम लोग आगे जा रहे हैं लंच के लिए. This is the Spiti River flowing behind me. We are at Kaza and the weather is perfectly sunny, and according to the weather predictions there would be snowfall today evening, but till now it's sunny and there are patches of cloud in the sky. Not sure how the evening would turn up to be.
Having a hot meal served beside the river in sub-zero temperature was divine. The weather focus predicted snowfall that day, and we could see the clouds changing the color of the nearby peaks. We still had a few more things to see that day. The Buddha statue at Lanza was our next stop. This statue, towering at 14,300 feet, overlooks the valley. Reaching the statue was an adventure by itself.
कम से कम -20, हालत खराब है. हम यहाँ पे 1 मिनट से ज़्यादा नहीं रुक सकते.
As darkness was quickly approaching, we also visited 2 more villages. Comic, located at an altitude of 15,500 feet, is known to be the highest village in the world, connected by a motorable road. The second village is Hikip in 14,567 feet, is popular for having the world's highest post office. When we finally arrived at our homestay in Kaza, we could see the nearby peaks turning white with snow.
लंबियां हो घर आजा परदेसी के तेरी मेरी एक जिंदड़ी ओ घर आजा परदेसी के तेरी मेरी एक जिंदड़ी.
So this is our room with good view of the mountains, and across the night there was some snowfall. All the mountains are getting whitish. The room has electronic blanket and heaters, though it has a washroom, but it is locked, as you could see. The ladies have a washroom inside this building. All the men has to go out.
And this is yes,
now.
everything के लिए यही करना पड़ेगा. चलो,
But very exciting day ahead. Snowfall भी हुई है रात को. Hopefully आज और बर्फ
so
भी
that we
मिलेगी.
get snowfall, more snowfall, na?
Fingers
On our way.
crossed.
We headed towards Losar village, which is located on the other side of the Spiti Valley. During our journey to Losar, we were lucky enough to experience our first snowfall. The previous locals of Spiti Valley had prayed for snow, and we felt fortunate to have brought the first snowfall of the season with us.
It is a good omen that we brought to this valley, where from now onwards the tourists would start flowing in and they would have their livelihood going.
तो फाइनली जो सोच के आए थे विंटर स्पीति, आज हम लोगों को वो वाइट स्पीति विंटर स्पीति we are feeling it.
So if we have a problem, since our tire is a bit heavy, So after having 2 days of a rough road driving, we got this connection has become a little loose. So we have just, with the help of Sam, we have got all the equipment.
Okay,
so we
so
have
now-
just tightened up the screws.
So you're now
So let's see.
you were able to fix it up.
Yeah,
right?
not able to not properly, but we are
Temporary.
able to.
काम चल जाएगा है ना? चलो.
With snowfall, the road from Losar to Manali was closed. So we stopped for a quick picnic at the point where the road was closed. The return drive from Losar was an enchanting snow drive as we witnessed heavy snowfall. The landscape has changed dramatically within an hour and it was an unforgettable experience. We also stopped near the Hull village where we enjoyed a hot lunch on a plateau with the Spiti River flowing beneath us from two sides. It was priceless to have lunch in the open amidst the ongoing snowfall.
राजमा कढ़ी या राइस?
Our next destination after lunch was Checham Bridge, which is the highest bridge in Asia at 13,600 feet. The surrounding peak are home for the elusive snow leopard, and with fresh snow in the valley, the probability of spotting one was high. Unfortunately, we did not have enough time to spot any snow leopard this time, but then it's good to leave something for our next trip. Day 7 marked the beginning of our return journey. It had snowed intermittently throughout the night and we experienced our white Spiti in the morning.
So now we are starting for our return journey to Tabo.
Till Nako, we had already experienced enough snowfall, and even at Nako, we encountered a heavy blizzard. Our adventure continued as we were about 14 kilometers from Rampur in the late evening when we found out that the national highway was closed.
So we are stuck. The main national highway, there was a landslide and the road is closed. We are finding a way to reach Rampur, Badrash. However, after 2 U-turns, we seems to be a bit lost. The Google map here shows that the road is getting closed out here to the river Satluj, and from here we anyhow have to take a U-turn.
We braved the rain, went against Google's recommendation, and off-roaded in some risky muddy patch to bypass one landslide area.
बहुत पतला है यहाँ पे, लेफ्ट में दबा के मोड़ना गाड़ी ध्यान से। Guys, 4H recommended यार, 4H, all cars 4H। गौरव सर ट्रक पार करोगे तो कंफर्म करना, 4H everyone।
कर लिया है, ट्रक क्रॉस कर लिया है।
कॉपी।
और ये लेफ्ट साइड में जो है पूरे के पूरा पहाड़ स्लाइड होके नीचे आ गया।
पानी एकदम साथ में है और हम उसी स्लशी मडी रोड से चल रहे हैं। हमारे साथ में सतलुज रिवर है।
राइट में दबा के चलेंगे, बिल्कुल राइट में दबा के सीधे को अपने को ठीक है, बाकी लोगों को लगाने दो। बहुत स्लिपरी है और मिलियंस ऑफ गैलन वाटर है हमारे लेफ्ट में।
वी आर अप्रोचिंग हाईवे।
कैसा लगा? सब अपने अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस बताओ
यार। और बताओ यार, एक एक्सपीडिशन में कितना कुछ हो गया।
अब सही बात है यार,
ऐसा ज्यादा तारीफ मत करो। पीछे ना 10-10 हजार और ले लेगा, सबसे क्या आएगा। सारे एक्सपीरियंस मैंने एक में ही डाल दिया आपके लिए।
और पीछे डरा रहा। कितने गैलन पानी थे उसमें?
20 मिलियन गैलन।
मैं सोच रहा था पीछे से क्या कैलकुलेट किया होगा।
मैंने 20 मिलियन नहीं, मैंने कहा था मिलियंस ऑफ गैलन्स ऑफ वाटर है भाई।
जैसे हम हाईवे पे आए, यहाँ पे चेक पोस्ट पे रोक दिया, एंड आई बिलीव देयर इज सम मोर इशू than what we are expecting for today.
However, upon reaching the national highway again, we discovered that another major landslide has blocked the highway.
रास्ता बंद है, आगे अलाउ नहीं कर रहे। ये टेम्पो ट्रैवलर में भी सारे गेस्ट भरे हुए हैं।
और ना रास्ता बंद है आगे। अभी एक टैक्सी आ रहा था दूसरी तरफ से, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम वी शुडंट बी मूविंग आउट बिकॉज दूसरी तरफ कंटिन्यूस लैंडस्लाइड हो रहा है। अब हम यू टर्न लेके
कल्पा बस अब 1.5 घंटे में कल्पा पहुंच जाएंगे। अभी हमने ट्रेन से दोबारा सेम रास्ते से जाना है।
हाँ, I know.
At this point, we decided to drive around 60 kilometers to reach Kalpa around midnight. Though it was a long drive that day, no one regretted the decision. That day, Kalpa was covered with snow.
Early morning in Kalpa.
And while driving down, we had to use our snow chains. Even though we could not get an opportunity to use snow chain in Spiti, we had the opportunity to do so in Kalpa. The return journey for the next 2 days was equally eventful, with long traffic jams as we had to bypass Narkanda due to heavy snow. On the last day, while returning from Masobra, we experienced our last snowfall of the trip. Having gone on the Ladakh road trip twice, visiting Spiti had been on my bucket list for a long time. We were fortunate enough to witness both worlds of Spiti in the same visit, the brown mountains and the snow-clad white Spiti. With similar stories from my trip, I will be back soon. Don't forget to subscribe me. Bye.